Okay, guys, so we are in the theater awaiting The Dark Knight Rises.
11:20.
Yeah, and we got here at 11 o'clock, thinking like, shit,
Plenty of time.
there's going to be a line, but it won't be too bad. Well, look at this. And all those empty seats you see back there, every single one of them were taken. We tried to get seats back there, and
It's impossible.
it's not happening. So, yeah, this is 4 years in the making.
4 years.
What do you think, man?
I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's the anticipation is at an all-time high. I mean, we've had this plan to come to the midnight showing for
A long time.
I mean, at least a year.
Yeah.
We've talked about doing this, but I mean, the movie itself, ever since Dark Knight was over.
Yeah, and the initial text was like a year ago.
Yeah. So, very big moment, for
huge.
all Batman fans. We're looking forward to this. We plan on getting some fan interviews and reactions and crowd stuff,
Yeah.
but it's kind of impossible when everybody's already in here. Everything's already going down. So, but yeah, we're looking forward to this.
Cannot wait.
We plan on giving a spoiler-free review as soon as this is over.
Yeah.
So don't worry, we will not spoil anything. We're not going to be an asshole that tells you the ending and all this other stuff.
No way.
So
We
stay.
hate those too.
Yeah, exactly. Got anything else to add, man?
Check out The Dark Knight Rises.
Yes. It's going to be a huge weekend.
Amazing.
So we will be back as soon as the movie is over, guys. All right, guys. So we are done seeing The Dark Knight Rises. And once again, I have to say, this is going to be completely spoiler-free, right?
Yep, spoiler free.
And
Clickable.
wow. Wow.
Man. Blown away.
Yeah, totally unbelievable. I think it lived up to our expectations.
It
You
did.
think so?
Yeah. It really did.
I mean, it's just amazing. I mean, it's such a huge, epic scale of a movie. I don't even know where to start or really what to say without, because I don't want to spoil anything for anybody. But
because there's a lot of stuff going on.
yeah, I mean, and I guess one of the things I'll say is the fight scenes in this were awesome.
That was some of the best parts.
Yeah, so some of the things that fans complained about in the past of the fighting being too up close and not being able to tell what goes on. Seems like Nolan pulled back the camera on this.
This one was perfect.
Yeah,
I mean, it went right inside.
Yeah.
And that's what made it good, because Bane is his physical match.
Yeah.
I mean, even more so, and they just totally. I mean, they showed in this, and I like how they not to spoil. I mean, just in the first fight, they cut the music back, and that made it all the more powerful.
Yeah, there was
it
really was very minimalistic, if even anything there, wasn't it?
Yeah, and all just to let showcase Bane's power.
I gotta roll these windows down, fucking burning up here. We're sitting in the car doing this immediately after the movie.
Right after,
But
3:10 in the morning.
Just absolutely insane crowd. It was awesome. Everybody was cheering. Everybody was really
in good
into it.
spirits.
Yeah, and everybody, surprising with the energy of the crowd when we first got into the crowd was actually quiet during the movie.
Respectful,
Yeah.
too, and I wasn't expecting that, I mean, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, I wasn't either with the way things started, man.
Oh, yeah. It was a wild start.
So let's, story-wise, people basically know, Bane comes in to destroy Gotham. I mean, that's the basic setup.
And that's the gist.
Yeah, I mean,
there's a lot of layers.
Yeah, but really, man, I didn't think it was as complex
No, it's Dark Knight.
Especially as the Dark Knight.
Way.
But even Batman Begins, it's more a straightforward story.
Like Dark Knight.
And, Nolan said all along, this is a war film, and, man, it is a fucking war film, man.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it gets relentless, and it is definitely, hands down, the darkest Batman film that's been made.
It is.
It's a very dark-ass film, and hopeless at times. I mean, you
despair
just,
and
and
it has the atmosphere is really good too.
Yeah,
just like Dark Knight and Begins too.
Yeah,
except that it's different too. It's because it's like a war film.
Yeah,
it's not like the crime drama that was Dark Knight or the superhero action that was Begins.
Yeah.
And that's good.
And you know, it's interesting to see, you know, at the beginning of the film, you know, Bruce Wayne, how he was affected by everything that happened previously, you know, in the Dark Knight and everything. He's a broken man. I mean, he's walking around with a cane. He has like no direction in his life, you know, since Rachel died, and since he thought, you know, him and Rachel were going to be together, and she's dead now. You know, he has no purpose, and you know, he walks around with a cane. He has no purpose, you know, and it's crazy, man. But you know, once Bane comes and starts fucking everything up,
he turns everything on its head.
Yeah. I guess, you know, one thing we could say, it's not really spoiling anything at all, is you know, this is the least we've seen Batman out of the 3 movies.
Yeah, he's very minimal in this.
Yeah, it's minimal, but it didn't take away from it. Yeah,
no.
Yeah, and it really is like, this movie really did come full circle, because this one goes back to being about Bruce Wayne and Batman.
Yeah, and that's what makes it that much better, in my opinion.
And that's where, you know, even despite him not being in it as much as the previous films, it didn't feel that way because of the whole story really being about him.
Yeah,
it didn't feel like there, but you know, like we talked about right after, it's like, wow, man. I mean, there's big chunks of this where he's not even in it. You know, Batman, I should say, not necessarily Bruce Wayne, but Batman. But man, Bane is definitely a formidable foe.
Man, he is the toughest foe Batman has ever faced.
Yeah. Now, best, I don't. I'm just gonna go ahead and say, I don't think it can match the Joker, and you know, it's too early to say. From just seeing it one time, and plus, you know, this is immediate reaction, you know, but I don't think that this topped Dark Knight, in my opinion.
No, I don't think so either. But I think that, for me, was almost right on par with the Joker. For me,
yeah.
Just because Tom Hardy does an amazing job, I think. I mean, because he plays this with nothing but a physical presence and eye power,
eyes,
and
yeah.
because you can't see his mouth. Yeah, and that is. I mean, just the things he does and says is just brilliant, and he plays it amazingly.
And see, yeah, I can agree with that, you know, because like I said, you know, this being the first time initial reaction, you know, I'm sure I'll come to like the character even more, you know, in subsequent
But viewings. I still like the Joker the best, but still, I mean, Bane is just, I mean, unbelievable charisma with nothing like the Joker had.
And you know, we got to kind of talk about origins here, you know, because you know, I know some people's probably wondering, how does this compare to some of the comics? And we've read a lot of the stuff with Bane, and there's definitely similarities with influence, a lot with Nightfall, but like with the other Batman movies, it's Nolan putting his twist on it too, and man, I can already hear it now, because there's some controversial things in this that we won't mention here, but there are going to be fans that are going to complain about certain aspects of the plot, I think, because the way Nolan kind of smashes up ideas from the comics and makes them his own. I think I'm really I'm anxious to check out message boards and see what hardcore comic fans are going to be saying about some of these plot points in this.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it. I don't mind. You know, I've read, like I said, I've read Nightfall, read stuff, and I don't have a problem with Nolan doing this myself, because it's a different medium. It's Nolan's telling his own stories, his own spin, and I don't have a problem with a filmmaker doing that.
No,
you know, I don't personally think it disrespects it, because he's made the fucking amazing Batman story that, I mean,
he's told his story very well.
I mean, the person that has to reboot this series, I mean, I just, holy shit, man. Good luck to them.
Yeah, because they got a bar to match.
Yeah.
Seriously.
So, you know, of course we're not going to give away the ending, but what's your thoughts on the ending?
Oh.
how everything wrapped up.
Oh my goodness. Was I surprised? Did I honestly say that?
Some things we saw coming and we kind of guessed, but other things were like, wow. And I mean,
jaw-dropping.
And honestly, the crowd reaction was awesome at the end of this. Like, the fans, I think people, that we saw this with loved the ending, how it
Yeah.
wrapped up, and I did too. I
Me
thought
too.
it was great. It wrapped up perfectly.
I about
and
cried. I seriously did.
Yeah, it
It
leaves a
will
lump in
tug
your
at you.
throat at least moments,
Seriously.
man. It does.
I mean, it's beautiful.
If
It
you're really
is.
into these films, you know, like of course we are,
And into the character and stuff.
yeah, exactly, and you've really, you know,
Dig
got
that.
into these films this much. I mean,
You'll
you're
love
gonna
it.
see what we mean by this.
Oh,
Just amazing stuff, man.
oh my! It is just so brilliant. I mean, amazingly written and just. I mean, it's just it couldn't have been better.
Yeah, I don't think so either, man, because everything came full circle. Everything was wrapped up.
Perfect.
And it's like, man, when we got to the very end of it, it's just, it felt satisfying, you know? And man, it was like,
Oh yeah,
wow,
it
man,
was
it's like the wind was knocked out of me at the end because we just sat there
And
like,
looked at each
wow,
other.
man, holy shit,
yeah,
dude.
like it couldn't have been any better.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
So, you know, this could change over time, like I said, initial reactions, but rating, what would you give this?
9 out of 10.
That's exactly. We hadn't talked about this, but that's exactly what I was thinking too. I'm teetering 9.5, 9 out of 10. But first time showing initial reaction, I'll give it a 9. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, plus and the acting too, I think is superb,
Oh,
brilliant, beautiful.
Yeah, we didn't get
And
a
the
whole
way
lot
it's
of that,
shot,
but yeah.
but God,
The
every
cinematography.
Oh my God, it's I think it's almost well, just one viewing, it's on par with The Dark Knight again because
Yeah,
I love the way that
I
one
think
was
I
shot.
personally think the cinematography probably topped Dark Knight. Really,
I could see
for
that,
myself
too.
because just the scale, man. I mean, some of these
Huge.
wide open shots, and we didn't get to see this in IMAX. I'm dying. I can't wait to see it
Oh,
in
yeah.
IMAX because some of that shit was just incredible.
And it was it
But
was
yeah,
beautiful.
Christian Bale, amazing. I mean,
Gosh.
Michael
Michael
Caine was amazing,
Oh my.
and we got to say, you know,
Gary Oldman.
Yep.
Jeez.
I mean, they all really stepped up their
Anne
game
Hathaway,
in
I
this.
loved.
Man, I thought she was great too. I mean, you know, I hate to reference other films, but still, Michelle Pfeiffer still has the Catwoman role.
Yeah,
man.
I think
mean,
so,
she does.
too.
But Anne Hathaway,
But she had layers. I mean,
Yeah.
Anne Hathaway did for
she
this
did.
story.
More complex. More of kind of like a shaded gray type character.
Even more
You know?
so, well, on par with Michelle Pfeiffer. But the perfect Catwoman, though.
Yeah, she was really good. I mean, she was better than I expected her to be initially. Like at first, I was kind of You know, she didn't totally blow me away, but she was really, really good.
Yeah. For me, I'm still blown. Tom Hardy just stole the show.
Yeah,
dude.
he was great.
I
man.
mean,
and I'm
gosh.
glad that they, you know, one aspect from the comics that they brought over is they did make him smart. He was very
cunning.
fucking smart.
Oh my
man.
God.
and
They-
manipulative too.
Yeah.
like with the people.
Oh
shit,
my!
how
He was
did
like
things.
like some kind of idol they worshipped.
Yeah.
And that's the power of Bane.
And he really had those smarts that he has in the comics. I love that. Man, he was you know, some people complain about his size and shit, but man, he was a fucking powerhouse.
Oh, I love that.
He was, I mean, because, you know, he wasn't only a match for Batman. I mean, he fucking
He
outpowered and outsmarted Batman a lot
Yeah.
of times too, man. I mean, he really did.
He was just. I mean, that was that was so. And the voice is not a problem. Not a problem.
There was a few
few
times
parts
where it kind of
mumbling.
I thought I couldn't make out exactly what it said, and
Yeah, I could
I
see
already
that.
know, man. People's gonna bitch about it.
That's
definitely.
guaranteed.
It's because
just
he
like
does.
Bale's voice.
Yeah, he has a lot of dialogue. Bane does.
But
and
I heard it almost perfectly.
I didn't have a problem either. But you know, heavy accents don't really bother me too much. But it's gonna probably be a problem for some people. I can see that.
Yeah, I can too. Totally.
So yeah, we both agree 9 out of 10. We
See
highly
it
recommend
now.
it. Now we are going to do a spoiler review, so look for that coming soon. That's where for the people that's already seen the movie or the people who just don't give a fuck to know what goes on.
Themes and stuff
Yeah,
like
and everything else just
everything.
wide open. We're going to do that, actually sit right here, do it right now. But this review will come up first, so look for that very soon. So yeah. It was a good time, man.
Oh,
awesome.
the best.
Our first midnight premiere, too.
And
which we have
it
to
was
mention.
all worth it.
Yeah, first time. So yeah, check out Dark Knight Rises,
See it
guys.
now.
If you're a fan of these films,
Seriously.
you won't be disappointed. So have a good one, guys.